Hello and welcome. I'm Perla Gándara from TEIMAS, and in this episode of TEIMAS Workshops, we're going to talk about circular economy. But we won't just stick to theory. We'll focus on what really matters to a business, which is how to apply it right now. And the truth is, integrating circular economy principles into companies is becoming increasingly urgent for several reasons. The first, and perhaps the most compelling for organizations, is cost savings and operational efficiency. Circular strategies also reduce reliance on virgin raw materials, helping to buffer against price volatility. On top of that, new regulations and transparency requirements, such as the CSRD, demand that companies take greater responsibility for the full life cycle of their products. Let's not forget the environmental benefits of circular practices, as well as the boost to brand reputation and customer loyalty. What is circular economy, and what isn't it? Let's begin by clarifying the basics. Circular economy is not just about recycling, it's about redesigning how we make use and manage resources to keep them in circulation for as long as possible. It means repairing, reusing, redesigning products, making use of waste, in short, closing material loops wherever feasible. Where to start? Quick self-assessment. For this workshop, we've created a circular economy self-assessment tool. We'll walk through a very simplified version to help you quickly assess where your company stands. Think about these 5 key areas. For each question, answer in your head, yes or no, and take note. First, strategy. Have resources like team, budget, or tech been allocated to circular initiatives? Second, product and service design. Do you design products with reduced waste, reusability, recyclability, or repairability in mind? Third, operations and supply chain. Do you know what happens to the waste you generate? Fourth, data and metrics. Do you have clear indicators to track your progress in circularity? Fifth, internal culture. Have key teams like R&D, operations, procurement, or sustainability received training in circular economy? If you answered yes to fewer than 3, you're in early stages. That's completely fine. The next step is to define a roadmap. Where to start? A step-by-step practical guide. Implementing the circular economy within a company requires strategic transformation across the business. To ensure that change is effective and sustainable over time, a clear, practical, and well-structured roadmap is essential. In this section, we'll propose a step-by-step approach to help you understand your company's current situation, define a realistic circular vision aligned with your capabilities, and take action. First, understand the context and establish commitment. The first big step, understand where you are and lay the groundwork for circular commitment within the company. Analyze the external context. Before looking inward, we need to look outward. What's happening around us? New regulations, rising customer expectations, environmental and social risks. All of this has a direct impact on your business model. So ask yourself, what regulations will soon affect us? What environmental risks can we foresee? What do our customers now expect or value? This analysis will give us a clear picture of both opportunities and threats from a circular perspective. Internal diagnosis. Now let's look inside our organization. The aim here is to understand how the company works, what its purpose is, how processes operate, how materials and energy flow, and what capabilities we already have to move towards a circular model. Mapping your flows is key. Where is waste generated? How are your products managed from start to finish? This diagnosis will highlight the critical points where action is needed. Leadership commitment. Change won't happen without leadership commitment. It's vital that management gets involved and takes responsibility. Is circular economy on the leadership agenda? Is there a budget? Is there a team driving this transformation? Second, define your circular vision and goals. Now let's look ahead. Define a circular vision. Ask yourself, what do we want to achieve with a circular economy? Greater resilience, competitive advantage, lower environmental impact, all of the above? This vision should connect with the company's overall strategy. Set clear goals. A vision without concrete goals is just wishful thinking. We need to translate our aspirations into measurable targets, reducing waste, increasing use of recycled materials, cutting landfill volumes, or adopting new circular business models. Third, design your circular strategy. This is where vision becomes action. Identify circular opportunities. When designing circular strategies, we have to identify circular opportunities, and this could mean redesigning products to be reused or repaired, shifting to a self-based business model, working with suppliers in a circular supply chain, or making better use of underused internal resources. Sometimes the solution lies outside the company, in partnerships. Prioritize strategies. Remember that we can't do everything at once, so we need to prioritize. Which initiatives are technically feasible? Where will we see that greatest environmental or social impact? What's cost effective? What can we implement with the resources we already have? This is how we begin to build a path, step by step. Action plan. Once strategies are prioritized, we translate them into a plan with clear actions, assigned responsibilities, realistic timelines, and defined resources. Fourth, implement your circular strategies. Now that the plan is in place, it's time to make it happen. Build capacity and organizational culture. Circularity isn't imposed from the top down. Teams need to be trained, new skills developed, and key areas and innovation encouraged. It's also vital to build a culture that supports circular ideas and enables partnerships both within and beyond the organization. Redesign products and processes. Wherever possible, apply eco-design principles and redesign processes to reduce waste, save energy, and enable use of recycling. It's also good practice to implement management systems that allow you to control and track material flows. Integrate circularity into the supply chain. Work with suppliers, include circular criteria in their assessments, and develop reverse logistics models. This stage is about thinking across the full cycle, from sourcing to product return or component recovery. Fifth, finally, measure your circular performance. Some useful indicators to track progress include percentage of materials reused or recycled, number of products repaired or refurbished, carbon footprint reduction, and economic value recovered from waste. On that note, we recommend our previous workshop, Strategic Waste KPIs for Global Businesses, where we go deeper into setting meaningful metrics to support your sustainability goals. Tracking these indicators help us understand the real impact of our initiatives and how they evolve over time. And that's it for today's workshop on circular economy in business. Thank you very much for joining us. And you can find all the key information from the session in written format in the TEIMAS monthly newsletter and also on our blog at teimas.com. See you next time. Stay tuned.